We begin with breaking news. Derrick Chauvin, the man convicted in the death of George Floyd, has been stabbed at the Federal Correctional Institution here in Tucson. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney. Monica Garcia has the night off. We have team coverage of the attack. News 4 Tucson's Gabrielle Parrish is live from Banner UMC, where we believe Chauvin is being treated. But first, let's get to Cristiana Ramos, who joins us live from the federal prison on the southeast side of Tucson with more on what we have learned so far. Cristiana.
This is the Federal Correctional Institution where sources say former Minneapolis police officer convicted of murdering George Floyd, Derrick Chauvin, was stabbed by another inmate earlier this afternoon. Now, very little details about the attack at this time. The Bureau of Prisons confirmed that an incarcerated person was assaulted at FCI Tucson at around 12:30 p.m. today. In a statement, the agency says responding employees contained the incident and performed, quote, life-saving measures before the unnamed inmate was taken to a hospital for further treatment and evaluation. No employees were injured and the FBI was notified. We're told visiting at the facility has been suspended. Now, we did reach out to Chauvin's attorney's office. They would not comment at this time, but we're still following this story very closely, bringing you team coverage tonight. Gabrielle Parrish is live from a local.
Texas prison story, family salute. You see what just happened. News hit the media yesterday that Derrick Chauvin, the man convicted of killing George Floyd, has now been stabbed in federal prison. If you missed that key part right there, it said life-saving measures were began, which will tell you that it's something serious. You know what? Shout out to the other channels that talk a lot about federal prison, because they talk about the USPs and all the danger, the gangs, the killings, the murders, the slashings, the politics. But none of them ever talk about the amazing, disgusting, sickening places that the feds have. The feds do have low security facilities. They even have FCI mediums like this one that are purely full of dropouts, informants, child molesters, predators, people that can't be anywhere else. They'll fill these places up. Some would be somewhere just like where Josh Duggar is, pedophile paradise. But you know what? In these places, you can be the sickest child pornographer guy there is. You can be a sex trafficker. You can be, I don't know, what's the lowest of the low, whatever you can be. But no matter what you are of that caliber, an ex-cop that killed somebody he was arresting come in, you're even worse than that. So in that federal prison system, Derrick Chauvin is now lower than a pedophile. He's lower than a rapist. He's lower than a rat. He's lower than everything. There's nobody in there that's going to stand up for him, that's going to fight for him, or nothing. He's a man with a 21-year federal sentence that we either have to do it the whole time in lockdown because he's not safe, or do his whole time around pedos and weirdos. No matter how you feel about George Floyd, I don't care. That's not what we're talking about today, because the feelings are mixed. We're going to talk about what happened to this man, his fall from grace. Think about it. Chauvin was a tough guy, security guard, bouncer, police officer. Will handle his business, sometimes too much, as we've seen with George Floyd. Now they stuck him in this place. Even the foulest, even the lowest. I talk about it all the time when people talk about attacking sex offenders and all that type of stuff. There's sex offenders out here that will attack you. Think about that. You're a solid individual. For some reason, catch a weird transfer to one of these prisons. Next thing you know, you're getting shanked up by two chomos. It's a real life thing, man. And the guys with the other channels don't talk about it because they didn't do their time somewhere like this. They weren't around it. They don't even want to acknowledge it, but it's true. It's a sick world. And everybody goes to prison, not just the solid guys with good paperwork. This one here, I think Chauvin might be in trouble. He's now in the hospital. They probably had to life flight him out there, and it's just not looking good for him. If he thought he was going to slide by his entire bid, being safe around these predators and weirdos, I think he just got a rude awakening, don't y'all? Let's see what they say.
Hospital we believe Chauvin is being treated at. Gabrielle.
That's right, Cristiano. We saw 3 law enforcement officers here at Banner University Hospital. We're still working to confirm if Chauvin is being treated for a stabbing wound in the hospital behind me and what his current health condition is. Around 6 p.m., we saw 3 officers walk into their car in that parking lot over there. We saw them wearing bulletproof vests. 2 of them had on all black. Another was wearing green. We also watched them from a distance where we saw them get into a white Volkswagen and drive off from the hospital parking lot around 6:30 tonight. Keep in mind, Banner University Hospital is the #1 trauma center here in Southern Arizona. Also, we are still working to confirm if Chauvin is being treated for that stabbing wound at Banner University Hospital. News 4 Tucson will continue to keep you updated with the latest information. Back to you, Sean.
All right, thank you, Gabrielle. All this comes after the Supreme Court struck down a petition from the former Minneapolis police officer. This Monday, Derrick Chauvin's lawyers appealed on the basis that Chauvin did not receive a fair trial. They claimed jurors in his case had a vested interest against acquitting him out of fear of instigating more violence across the country. But on Monday, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected Chauvin's appeal without comment or a recorded vote. And you may remember that Derrick Chauvin was convicted in the death of George Floyd in June of 2021. His conviction reverberated across the country and the world, sparking massive protests. Here are some key events that led up to his sentencing. May 25th, 2020, George Floyd dies in Minneapolis, Minnesota, after Derrick Chauvin placed a knee on Floyd's neck for at least 8 minutes as a group of officers attempted to take Floyd into custody. May 29th, 2020.
So one thing I am going to say about this, that I do believe karma is real. If you're a Christian, a Buddhist, Muslim, whatever, I don't know what each religion calls it, but it's a real thing in this world. You do some dirt to somebody, watch how God will bring it right back and put it on you. You don't have to wait till the day you die to get your punishment in this world. It's going to come back. And when George Floyd had that knee on his neck for 6 minutes, I don't know how much y'all were paying attention, but we had viral videos coming out of the southern prisons with black men with their feet and knees on white inmates' necks saying, blame George Floyd. Derrick Chauvin, I'm sorry. So, there was a lot of people inside the penitentiaries that suffered because of Derrick Chauvin. Now look what happens. Derrick Chauvin goes to the penitentiary and experiences a little bit of suffering. You know what I mean? I don't know how the guards treat him, if they're looking out for him because he's an ex-police officer or what. But I guarantee the black guards aren't. So he's going to play some heavy politics for the rest of his life here. And I would be highly surprised if Mr. Chauvin even makes it out alive for 21 years, y'all. Hate to say it. But that's the real life of federal prison.